My plan was to have one at 7 o'clock. Uh, Hold on, I got a text. Hold on, I'm answering the text. Yes, great. Just give me 1 second, y'all. Uh, oh, yeah, but anyway, uh, uh, um, I tried to, start the live or whatever. Let's see, babe. Can y'all hear me? Um, Somebody respond and see can y'all hear me. Let me see. I think y'all can hear me. Uh, let's see. I guess y'all can. It froze. Okay. So I started the new channel and y'all sub if y'all haven't already. And so I started the channel like a week or so ago. And so, I was gonna start doing it today since I'm off this week. But when I went to it, it said wait 24 hours until you were able to go to streaming. I was like, well, that don't make a lot of sense because they're what most people do these days. And and so then, I was like, well, I gotta cancel it. I just pushed the date, I just pushed the time up. Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys is overrated. But anyway, I'll get it out there in a minute. So for the people, y'all like these live streams, I guess I'm gonna do it here until Broke Jumper allows me to do it. You'll think they allow me to do it because it connected to this account. But anyway, um, what I've been up to. So since the last video, a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, they're gonna lose. A lot of stuff happened. Um um since June, Giannis wanted. Let me talk about some personal, I guess. The week of the 4th of July, usually I have that week off. Yeah, yeah. They say I don't need it. It just said that I gotta wait 24 hours before it get verified or something. I don't know what that mean, but I looked up the message, but it just saying that YouTube once you've been verified the channel, you should be able to do it. But it's been like a week or so since I did that, and it said you must use a webcam or something. So I was gonna use a webcam in the meantime, but it just won't allow me to do it. So I just do it here until they enable it, I guess. I'll look more into it afterwards. But yeah, the week of 4th of July early in the year, uh, uh, Yeah. The week of 4th of July, my car. Now I had this car now since December 2007. You know, and what going on? I had that car since 2000 December 2007. You know, and other than a flat tire or the the battery going dead, about 2-3 times since I had the car, and the tire going flat various times. Ain't nothing really tore up on the car like left me stranded other than the tire getting flat. And so one Saturday I was going to the gym, and before I go to the gym, I was gonna stop at the Walmart. And so I went and did some shopping and whatnot. And then when I got into, I went to the gym and went to Walmart. And then when I went to Walmart, did my shopping. And when I was about to hit reverse, it reversed. But when you go into drive, you turn into drive. It wouldn't turn into drive. So I was like, what's it, like the shift one turn when I'm going to drive. So I put it back in reverse. I just let it roll into the a parking spot. And then so I looked up, they were saying something about, looked it up on Google. It was saying something about the gear thing broke, for the shift. So mind you, now this was around 8 o'clock in the morning. And uh I had roadside assistance. It took 3 hours. Now I was stranded there at Walmart for 3 hours. Okay. Um, until the tow truck man came. And then I took it to my mechanic, and they said it was the gear thing like I read. First I called him, he said it too. Then I had to wait. And then, usually I buy the part. The mechanic, I've been going to this mechanic for next year, been 20 years. I ain't even have that car. I had a beat up 1990 Plymouth in college. But I've been going to them since then, 20 years. So usually it work is I buy the part, and then they'll put it in. So I thought it was the same thing. But I looked everywhere locally and I couldn't find it. So I had to go to a Hyundai OEM site. And the part was like around $90, you know. But the thing is, it wasn't go ship because it was a Saturday till next week. And so it sucked. And that week of the 4th of July, I was without a car from that Saturday until that Thursday, because the part came in Wednesday afternoon. And so that was the longest. How many days? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 5 days. That was the longest I ever been without the car. Because usually when there's something wrong with the car or I notice something, I get it, fixed. I buy the part and then they'll fix it that day. I drop it off and then I go to work. I have somebody at work drop me off and I give them the part. And then by the end of the day, I tell them to take their time because at the end of the day, when I get off work, the car be done. Either a day, a day or two at the most, But they'll have the part. But that's the longest I've been without a car. And it brought back memories of, me without a car. And I was like, well, what's going on? And I was like, well, I think it's about time for me, to try to start, looking for another car. So that summer, this past summer, I was looking at cars. I got it summed down to a Elantra, a Corolla, or a Civic. Now I don't care about all the little bells and whistles. I want a car that I could have just as long as this car. This Elantra I got. And other than that, the car running good, but I got to start thinking about getting another car. And I've been saving up money for it for like a year or so, even before the incident. But the pandemic hit, and I was planning on getting a car December, putting a big down payment on it, but there's a chip shortage I read on some YouTube channels. And so they said it really ain't no good time because the used cars cost as much as the new car. So I'm gonna wait. The car running fine. So I'm just gonna save until then. And then whenever it go down, I have the money. Or if the car just break down, I have a lot of money saved up just for the car. Yeah, he is jumping up for joy. And later I know from a coworker, I know her from work. She sent me texts about Dallas, how about them Cowboys, and she went to the game, the Falcon game, and she sent me something about the Falcons, and I was like, listen, the Falcons suck, okay? I could get a group of children, or I could get the Pee Wee League, and they could beat Atlanta. Atlanta suck. And then when they lose a game, I sent her a text about losing. She told who is this? You know who this is. But once they won the other game, she sent the one time. So how about them Cowboys, the Falcon game? And then when they lost against the Chiefs, who is this? First, she sent who is this when they lost before that. The Falcon game, she sent me a text to my Dallas is the best. And when the Dallas lose again, I sent her a text saying, how about them Cowboys? She told who is this? You know who this is. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do, ASAP. I'm just gonna hold out. I watched this channel. It's like the guy and his son. They called YAS, I think. And I watched them, and I think the older guy was a car dealer, And so I didn't know nothing about the chip shortage till I started looking up reviews for cars and whatnot, So, I don't want to have a big down payment, not a big down payment. I don't want to have a big car. No, I want to either have so much down on it that it really don't affect my day to day, or just pay off the car, So that will happen in July. And August, September, ain't nothing really happened, really life wise. I got a promotion at work during the summer. Really, I had a promotion before the summer where I accepted the promotion, but it took effect after my last scream that was in June. It took effect in July, So I got a promotion. He told me what all I'm gonna be doing and the money. I told him I do the work, just the money. And he showed me the salary, and he showed me the potential if I just stay the long run or retire. Cause I ain't really planning on leaving, But then again, in my last job in Camilla, I wasn't planning on leaving there. But things suddenly changed within that year that caused me to want to leave. But chances of that reason for causing me to leave here to happen is relatively low. So, I told him I'm here for the long run. All my friends and family here, and I ain't planning on leaving, anywhere. And because I ain't been looking for work or nothing, I keep my skills up. And but in the event something changes, I just leave, But it got to be something drastic, or my rule of thumb is, if I don't like going to work every day, it's been so far that's been my thing. If I hate going to work due to various reasons, and now this just how I approach it. If I hate going to work, like I was in Camilla those last that last 6 months, then it's time for me to leave. I ain't chasing money. Um, it good. If he said the money wasn't gonna be the thing I like, I wasn't gonna accept it. But at the same time, that other job that pay more, but at the same time, I got to do more. I'm comfortable where I'm at now, and I get paid pretty good, so I like what I do. But anyway, I got a promotion, and I ain't moving anything. And this week, I thought we're gonna get into the sports and stuff like that in a minute. Uh, I thought of a 2-year plan today, since it's the end of the year. Now, in 2 years, if the Lord willing, uh, my plan to be, complete. So I'm gonna just continue to live where I'm at for 2 years, you know, unless something drastic happen, like let's just say I get hitched or something like that, and it's a 2 bedroom, but get some kind of major event like marriage or something, then you'll have to change. I have to change the plan. But if I'm living the way I'm living now, in 2 years, I was just been saving up, just be saving up money for a car. Whenever the car, I was thinking about getting this car to my mom, but then again, my mom on a fixed income. She gets Social Security and everything, and so she can't really afford repairs on the car. You know, so and then also that scare in July with the car breaking down. I was like, well, if the car break down, she gonna expect me to pay for it. So I just better off just putting extra money on the side, giving her a cash car. But anyway, my 2-year plan is in 2 years just save up money, put extra money to the side for a car. Just continue to do that. Put extra money to the side for savings or emergency. Invest some money. I've been investing since like 2014. You know, and just keep on. Keep on doing it. Then in 2 years, I'm gonna see where I'm at, and either I'm gonna move to a bigger place because I'm gonna have like 2 raises by then if everything go right, or just continue to stay where I'm at, or if something happened, that's my plan. In 2 years, either buy a car or whichever one come first, the money for the car or the 2 years, I just buy a car or just ride it till the wheels fall off, like old boy said earlier. But I get more in detail about my 2-year plan once I get everything set to how I want it. And put money. I already got money to the side for a lease. I signed a lease, so they got a lease buyout. I think it's like 2 months rent. So I already got that saved. My 2 months. If I break the lease or whatever, chances are I'm not gonna break it. But if something happened or the place, start to be run down or something, you know, something happened, I have the buyout. So it want to fit my credit. I could just get them the 2 months uh, rent for buyout. I think that's what it is, and tell them to keep the deposit. So I got that already off somewhere, just in case. So in worst case scenario, I pray this don't happen. I just lose everything and I have to move, and then I'm still on the lease. I got 2 months back rent, so I could pay them. At least my credit will be good. When I give them the money, because I don't want to. I always honor things that I sign. I just don't want to run out on people like that. But anyway, Giannis won the title. Um, now I did label him a choker because he did choke. He choked versus the Raptors. He choked versus Miami, so he was a choker. You know, but he it was a good final. I don't know why people, LeBron was mad because he got bounced in the first round, but it was a good final, man. You know, in reality, I was rooting for Chris for CP0. You know, to be honest, you know, due to the fact that he been in the league so long and he finally made it to the finals. You know, cause just winning one title, like it did Giannis, just winning one title changed his whole legacy. You know, so his legacy changed from that alone. And that would happen with Chris Paul, because I don't think Chris Paul top 5 point guard due to the fact he don't have a ring. Now John Stockton in my top 5, but he's so great that it'll his greatness will make up for not having a ring. You know, and yeah, I'm gonna talk about the Braves in a minute. You know, so but Giannis won. You know, I wasn't upset about it. You know, cause look at his story. He did come up. He won 2 MVP, defensive player, and 9 championships. So other than Kareem with the Bucks, he like the best Buck player. You know, and when it all said and done, he probably gonna be the best Buck player just period. You know, not the second best. You know, because I assume he go stay there. And I like Giannis when that off season, Stephen A. Snitch and the rest of them was saying that he need to sign with, of course, the role player. You know, funny. The group up thing don't matter as long as LeBron is the one that get all the players. You know, we didn't see Stephen A. Snitch saying that the Lakers are messed up now because they got all these players and stuff. He okay with it. But when Kevin Durant went to them, he was screaming and calling him weak and all that. But, but LeBron, they could get the whole All-Star team, and that's fine, But anyway, Giannis stayed with the team. That he earned my respect with that. He stayed with the team. You look on paper, you don't see a championship team, but he did it. He did it. And you gotta respect that, and hopefully by Giannis winning, because you look on paper, Middleton, Holiday, PJ Tucker, you look on paper, you don't see, man, this is a super team. So hopefully Giannis, I think Kawhi broke that thing about the super team too. Uh, 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 when he then joined up with the role player, that's something. He went to the Clippers, and it was just him and Paul George. If it's a 2 people, it's fine, but 3, 4, and all of that, that's ruined the league. So he started it. Giannis was like, look, I don't even need another equal player. Middleton's an also, but you don't consider him no top 15 player in the league. So Giannis, I hope Giannis show everybody that, look, if you got will and you could teach them and you could make them better, something that LeBron can't do, you could win. He said, look, I could have easily went to another team. He said this at the conference. He said I could have went to another team, and he got 4 more years. Yeah, appreciate it, Cadillac Gaddafi. CP3 Stockton. Well, I don't know. Stockton is a defender and a sixth man. Steph in the last week said KD should demand a trade. The Nets are number 1 seed in the East, and we talking about, Stephen A. said that KD. Yeah, see, Stephen A. snitch on some other stuff with the Kyrie thing. I'll get into all that in a minute. But Giannis said, look, man, I wanted to do it this way harder. And he pretty much taking a shot at the role player for saying it, and Kevin Durant, specifically the role player, because he do it where he go, And so Knicks ain't got no fan. How come you don't watch hockey? For one, hockey don't even really come on TV down here. I don't know when hockey come on. I like playing the hockey with this, showing my age, I guess, the Genesis hockey game. and some of the hockey games on PlayStation, we don't know the players except the main players like Mario Lemieux, but I don't know, the like the everyday players. So that's probably why, it ain't never interest me. And to be honest, if I go down the order from favorite sport, basketball one, baseball probably two, and then football, because I grew up watching baseball along with basketball with my granddad growing up. That was the early 90s when the Braves were winning. So, I got interested in baseball. LeBron James not the GOAT. That prove it. Disprove it last year in the playoff. That prove it this year. They got this team that Stephen A. Smith ain't was saying. I just fell out with Stephen A. Smith. You know me, I was like kind of defending them, but he just went all out in the deep end with the stuff he said. Kwame Brown exposed a lot of Stephen A. Smith, you know. But anyway, Giannis, he did it the right way. Okay, that one title, if he never win another one, that one title go hold more weight than what Kevin Durant did and what LeBron did in Miami. Okay, the Cleveland one, okay, I give him Cleveland, although Kyrie saved him, but it's Cleveland. But that one in Milwaukee go hold a lot of weight if he never win another one. Okay, he got that monkey out his back. And what else happened? The Kyrie thing. Oh, I'm not gonna look. My thing is, look, if you don't want to take the vaccine, you shouldn't have to. You don't want to. Just because unless it completely cure it, I don't see why people up and on for it, because people can still get it with it. It's just like if I wear a fireproof suit. Okay, it really don't make it a fireproof suit if I still get burnt up, by regular fire. It doesn't make any sense. But I really ain't gonna get into that because people get a little fidgety about that. But if you don't want to play, hey, and Stephen A. Snitch, screaming and stuff about Kyrie Irving and all of that, and I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan, the Packers, and Jay Williams called him out on about Aaron Rodgers' hypocrisy, and Stephen A. Snitch backpedaled, he tried to rationalize it, saying that Kyrie letting his teammate down. Then Jay Williams said, well, Aaron Rodgers letting his teammate down by not playing those 2 weeks. And, two games is a lot of NFL, So if you don't, so if some people, I know people who took it, I didn't take it yet. I ain't gonna knock anybody who took it or not took it. Now, if my job require me to take it, I'm gonna take it, because say what you want, but I need my job, but I might take it eventually, but I just don't feel like I need to take it right now, but in the future, if I want to take it, I could take it. I should just be able to take it. We wear masks at work, so if I wear the mask, I should be Now I don't watch it. I don't have stars. I think it's on stars. I don't have that. Yeah. See, if my job required it, I'm gonna take it. Because people, they'll front saying I'm not gonna take it, then they'll be out of a job. And I can't risk being out of a job. I don't think I told y'all this. I don't have a support system that I could just fall back on. One, I don't want to do it if I did. And two, my mom in no position that I could live at her place, and I sure don't want to stay with my dad, And so I gotta make sure that I always stay employed. And or whatever. But anyway, Giannis won. What has happened? The Bulls, they lighten it up. The Bulls, DeRozan. When I saw that thing with Lonzo, and DeRozan and all of that, I was like, well, they're gonna be a playoff team. But I ain't know they were gonna be one of the best teams in the East. You know, but DeRozan, he getting MVP talks. You know, and Lonzo Ball, I mean, he corrected his jump shot. I mean, the Lakers look kind of stupid for letting him go, but they wanted to get the role player, wanted to get Anthony Bennett, and he backstabbed his teammates on the regular, the role player. And the Lakers, they got Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony. I like Carmelo, Anthony Bennett Jr. and the role player, and they the ninth seed. Okay, so they the ninth seed, the Lakers. And another thing, the side track, y'all talking about BMF. I haven't really been sitting down watching shows lately. Another thing I did, I unsubscribed for Netflix. I'm gonna subscribe back once The Witcher come back or whatever. But it been like almost a year or half a year since I unsubscribed from Netflix. Now I got HBO Max. I'm waiting for The Matrix to come out on HBO Max, and then I think it come out next month. Then once that come, I'm gonna unsub from that, and then I just wait till The Witcher come back. And I got YouTube Premium. I don't got YouTube TV though. So I'm gonna unsub. See, because all that stuff add up. I'm in the thing of trying to save. I don't know what I'm. Like I don't know. I get kind of anxiety when I be thinking about money, like because I be calculating like money and everything in my head. But I make enough not to live check to check. But I be having anxiety, like I don't have enough to survive, but I really do, because I buy stuff. I don't splurge, but I don't know how to say it. Like you thinking like you don't have enough to survive, but actually you do. But you be thinking about other little stuff that you want to get. If that make any sense. I looked it up, right? Some kind of anxiety about money. You got HBO to your YouTube package. And I get Sling TV. Well, I ain't get Sling TV this time around to watch NBA games on BSPN or whatever, but I ain't get it this time around. My main thing is trying to stick to the 2-year plan. Starting it take effect in January, my little plan. So my main thing is try to minimize everything that I don't need. Now I'm still gonna go to the gym, because that's part of your health. So I got that, the gym, Spotify to listen to stuff in the gym, and YouTube TV, because I don't have cable. This make 6 years since I had cable. I just got the internet, and so I got YouTube to watch, and then HBO Max. I'm gonna unsubscribe from that once Matrix hit the thing, and then if something else that I like, I just sub. I reopen the sub to watch that and unsub it. Because it's been like a while since I watched HBO Max. And also I got Hulu for free with Spotify Premium. It just come with the commercials, which I could deal with that, So my main thing is try to minimize everything that I don't need. I'm a gamer. So I think I told y'all this before. I buy games on Black Friday. Like this week, last week, I bought games. I bought these are games. Well, I like Zion when he play. I like him. He left-handed. I'm left-handed. So uh uh so when he don't play and look like he out of shape. Look like John Moret should have been the first pick. Because lighting it up in Memphis. You know, but like I said, like necessary stuff. You always got to factor that in. Rent, internet, cause that's important. Cause I won't have no entertainment. Utilities, which for me the average be like 150, but when I get paid, I put 200 to the side because water, gas, and light, it fluctuate every month. It really ain't no set price, but only with the handful of a couple of times since I've been staying on my own, it only went about 200 over $200 probably 6 times. You know, but I have that cushion in the event it does it. I don't know when it go play. To be honest, it look like a waste of a pick looking at how everything going, but mm-hmm. And car insurance, which is relatively low because I got an older car. Yeah, I got a Roku stick, and it's pretty much the same thing. I got a Roku. I know the Fire Stick, like putting the things on there. I did that a couple of years ago when Power first came out, like 2000 and whenever you Power, like the second season, I had the Fire Stick to watch that because I didn't have stars. But it's kind of a house. I know the whole little thing changed now, how to do it. But it's YouTube videos on how to do it. And that's how I found out how to do it. And I watch movies and different stuff. I hope they beat the Lakers tonight. The Knicks, they turned themselves around. Now, Julius Randle to me, he was the MVP candidate last year. Now, he laid an egg in the playoffs. You can't deny that. Now, against the Hawks, he laid an egg. But then again, I think that was his first time going to the playoffs. But so was Trae Young, so he can't really use that. I think, but well, he laid an egg in the playoffs, but he was good during the season. So I think the Knicks are back being a good team again after that long span of them sucking. But anyway, rent, utilities, internet, phone, my cell phone bill $45 through Cricket, car insurance, and student loan, which my student loans are under 10,000. So if I really just push, if I use, I don't know if y'all watch Dave Ramsey. If I just push it, just like Dave Ramsey would advise, I'd be done with that in about a year or two. But then I'll be, I won't have really nothing to fall back on new other than the savings that I've been saving. But I ain't gonna do that, Suns quality one. Yeah, they Angela from Power. Oh yeah, Angela was bad. I don't know where she at now. The Sun, yeah, they won 13 games. I thought it was gonna be in a slump. I just want to see what they're gonna do in the playoffs. Cause if they make it there again, I really don't. They could put it off, but you got to worry about the Lakers. That's the team and the Warriors, because the Warriors are playing good without even Klay Thompson, Wiggins, Steph. So they playing like, with Steph back health, they playing like the old Warriors, and they don't need a big time free agent. They got the same team, and Um, so you got to worry about the Warriors and the Lake. Although the Lakers are ninth, you know they'll find a way to make it to the playoffs, and you got to watch out for them. Unfortunately, you know. Uh, so those are my main bills, like the bills that I have to pay to survive. Everything else I don't really need, you know. But I want to continue to invest, even if I have to, for the 2 year plan. Even if I have to back down on how much I put towards investment for a year or two, I do that, you know. And also, I'm gonna change my tax withholdings because they take too much tax out of my check, and I be having like a big refund at the beginning of the year. And the reason for that is when I first started working in Camilla, that was a big jump in pay from when I worked at the call center, and so I didn't know how it went. So I set that thing to 5 or something, the withholding thing. And when the end of the year came, the next year, I owe like about $1,100, And I was like, "Why I owe so much?" They said, well, you changed the withholding thing too high. And the man said, "You want to make sure that you definitely put it to 1 or 0." So from that point on, I just set it to 1 or 0, and I've been doing that, and I've been noticing that I've been getting a big refund. I was like, well, I could use that money. I could put that money in the savings or invest it, and it could make interest instead of the IRS just keeping it until the end of the year. So I talked to somebody who know taxes. They said wait till your first check in January, and then you'll know exactly or get the estimate of how much you got to change it, so you could get all your money and at the same time you don't owe anything, and you won't get a little to no refund, but at the same time you won't owe anything. That's the main thing. So I'm gonna change that in December. But anyway, the Warriors, they back. Steph Curry look like an MVP candidate, and Clay ain't even come back yet. Imagine when he come back. You know, Phoenix look like they still picking up from where they left off. Uh, 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 you know, Chris Paul should have got MVP consideration last year because they were the Suns, for Christ's sake. You know. What else happened? The Joker thing. Joker was fighting the Morris twin, you know, and the brothers wanted to get at the Morris brothers or something. The Joker brothers, you know. Yeah, Space Jam 2. It wasn't. Now, was it up there with Space Jam and those stupid movies like that? No, it's I don't like the role player, but it's not. It's Space Jam 2 wasn't the worst thing I ever seen ever. Okay, you know, but the acting wasn't good. But what you expect? He's a basketball player, But they had that scene with Porky Pig. I guess supposed to be Biggie, and I said, man, what is this? Okay. Like I said in the video, it would have been more funny to me and my type of sense of humor. It was a person that you wouldn't even expect playing Space Jam, like Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard act like Kawhi Leonard, like no emotion, or Tim Duncan with no emotion, and he playing off the Looney Tunes. That would be hilarious. Okay, you know, but like I said, they ain't as popular. Even Tim Duncan, because Tim Duncan better than LeBron, but he ain't nowhere near as popular as the role player. But it'd been funny to me if a player like that would be in it. And I wish they would have did more of those during the 90s, because I could see Dennis Rodman playing in it. Or Magic Johnson. Like if it would have made it in the 80s, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird would have been a a funny thing too, because he would have been like the Kawhi Leonard or Tim Duncan, like you wouldn't expect him to play in it. Yeah, he just came out with Space Jam 2 because he was mad. Oh yeah, speaking about mad, let's get into this Scottie Pippen thing. I don't know what's wrong with Scottie Pippen. Are you talking about somebody bitter? Okay? Scottie Pippen need to shut up about that, okay? He wrote that book. First of all, he called Phil Jackson a racist. Phil Jackson was a racist when he told me when he said what he said he was on Dan Gilbert, not Dan Gilbert, Dan Patrick show. He was a racist when he made that last play for Tony Kukoc. How he was a racist? Was he a racist when Paxson made the shot? All of a sudden, that hippie Phil Jackson, who is a hippie, by the way, what all of a sudden became the grand wizard of the clan because he said Tony Kukoc make the play. And guess what? He made the shot. I could understand. I still won't say no dumb junk like he racist, but I could understand he'd be mad at Phil if Tony Kukoc missed the shot. He made the shot. So that's one of the main reasons that you couldn't that Jordan didn't pass you the torch. He tried to pass it to you when he left. He saw that you buckled under pressure by not going into the game because you mad. I'm sure that there are plenty of plays that Phil Jackson called that Michael Jordan didn't like, were mad about, but guess what? You would never know by the way he played and the way he executed the play. Okay? That's separate from leaders to sidekicks, Scottie Pippen. That what you did with the Tony Kukoc thing in that game made everybody see that you are just a Robin, okay? Because Batman or anybody like that wouldn't sat out in protest, okay? And especially if he made the shot, Because if I was in that position and I thought I should be the one made the shot, I would have went out there. You'll never know unless somebody in the organization told. You would never knew that I was upset about that publicly, okay? And what else? He did a book. Michael Jordan did The Last Dance. He did The Last Dance because he was jealous of the role player. He wanted to let people know that he's still the man and the role player. Being popular. That one of his driving forces. And what else he said? We did a lot to win the championships too. This Scottie Pippen now. This man is bitter, okay? Which I guess it's just me. If I was on the team, if I was Scottie Pippen, now Scottie Pippen wasn't no scrub, okay? If I was in the position of Scottie Pippen, okay, and Michael Jordan, because we know this is Michael Jordan, okay? So we know that all the press gonna go to him. All the people gonna want to talk to him. I'm okay with that. Me personally, I'll be okay with that. Okay, we winning the game. Long he don't disrespect me or something. Which Jordan never did publicly. He didn't, And I'll be right there along for the ride. Okay, but instead he was bitter. Oh, Game 6 in 1992. They benched Michael Jordan, and we came back and within the lead, and Jordan came back at the end of the fourth. He got all the glory, That just bitterness, Scottie Pippen, okay? You don't see James Worthy said, "What about me?" Jordan give you credit. The Bulls fans give you credit. I mean, what else do you want, Scottie Pippen? He sold that book is nothing more than a Jordan bash fest. Okay? From 20, 30 years ago, Jordan had a flu. I played in a bad bag while I didn't get the glory. Just bitter. And then based on his personal life because I ain't know nobody's wife until like a year or so ago. with all this, all the little riff-raffing she doing, that's all I'm gonna say about that. He need to be focusing on that, okay? Then about what Jordan said, and Jordan didn't give you credit, which he did. He said he wouldn't won without you, and you a best teammate ever. I don't know what else do you want, Pippen, okay? So he just got that book to bash Jordan, okay, and Jordan haters and LeBron lovers, because they sometimes one and the same. You know, I don't know not one LeBron lover that said that Scottie Pippen, no, that said that Michael Jordan is the GOAT, but LeBron James is the best today or number two. They say the LeBron is number one, and Jordan even number two in some of my eyes. But Scottie Pippen need to shut up about that, you know. And what else happened? Oh, yeah, the Braves, they won the World Series. I got my merchandise. Me, and I think I told y'all this. I ain't gonna go into too much detail, but one of my best friend died. He was like, I only say I got 4 people that I consider my best friend brothers. D, that y'all seen D, Black Rhino, he did some videos. He was like the guy holding the camera. The one that passed away in April, and the Charger fan. Those my 4 BFFs. If like those 4 I consider brothers, and one of them unfortunately passed away in August. But him and Black Rhino were brothers. So I knew them since like the early 90s, like 92 or something, 91. So, I grew up with them, and we were always been Braves fans. So when they won in 95, we were children. So of course we couldn't go up there and celebrate or buy stuff. And when my best friend died in April, I used to go over there, him and Black Rhino, and watch Braves games. I ain't have cable here, and so we always watched the Braves since long as I could remember. And so he passed away in April, and a couple of months later on in the year, they won the World Series, the Braves. So, because it happened at nighttime, like toward midnight. Black Rhino, he sent me the text. We've been watching the game. We were talking about if they win, but we've been Braves fans. So with that said, we know that the Braves tend to choke and to lose. So we wanted the Braves to win, obviously, but we wouldn't be surprised if the Astros come back and win. But fortunately for us, they didn't. So the moment that the Braves won, I went on the website, bought a T-shirt, bought a chain, my key card on the little lanyard or lanyard or whatever. So I ordered that. I ordered a keychain thing, a little rally towel, and a little banner, the little pennant thing, the little flag. So I all that came in except the neck thing for the because I'm gonna replace my key card thing with that once that comes. But everything else came in. I put the little pennant on my wall in my living room of them winning the World Series. But anyway, me and Black Rhino were playing for going to the called Scottie Pippen, the most overrated player ever. Well, I don't think Scottie Pippen the most overrated player ever. He's not. I mean, he rated just fine to me. But we were planning on going to the parade, because now we adults. And I told him this. I said, man, they win. We could go up there. He got a newer car than mine, And I said, man, I even pay for gas, okay, if we could just go up there. So it was a plan. But unfortunately for us, they won game 6 instead of game 5. because they won game 5, he'll been off work that Thursday. But since they won game 6, the parade will push it that Friday or the weekend, and he had to work. And I told him, I said, man, you gotta call off, man, or something, So he couldn't, I don't think his job real. Cause my job, I could just say I'm not coming in today and fill out the form the next day. But he got to go through a whole bunch of hoopla. So he had to work. So that sucked that we couldn't go to the parade. But I stayed home that day and watched the parade online. You know, and it just sucked that I couldn't go. I was gonna go. I was thinking about renting a car and go up there anyway, but I wanted him to go too, and we could just, for his brother that passed away. We were all Braves fans, and I was like, man, it won't be the same if he ain't here. So I decided not to rent a car and just stay home that day and just watch it on the internet. But we got plans to at least try to make it to one of the opening day games. The tickets out. I think the first game I already booked, and that's usually when they do the ring ceremony. But it look like we're gonna miss out on that unless some tickets go back on sale. But we got months until we cross that bridge. About 5 months. Yeah. But yeah, my Braves won. So within 10 years, two of my teams won. The Braves, and 10 years ago, actually, the Packers. And you do 20 years, all three of my teams won. The Pistons, Packers, and the Braves. You know. And Black Rhino, he was a Bronco, not a Bronco fan, a Buccaneer fan. Uh, um, he was a Buccaneer fan way before Brady got there. When Warren Sapp, Brad Johnson, they were there like over 20 some years. So his team won, and the Braves won the same year. So we bought all the stuff. At that time we had jobs. When the Packers won, I had a job. And when the Braves won, I got a job. So it's just exciting that you can go buy the stuff, and rip your team. But anyway, what else went on? Anything else that went on since my last video? Yeah, the 75 player, the 75 NBA greats or whatever. That came out a couple of weeks, like a month ago or so. Now it sucked that Dwight Howard ain't on there. Okay. Now I call him Dwight Howard or whatnot, but at the end of the day, the man is if we going by this criteria, the man was great at that, especially the Orlando years. Okay. And I don't see how Anthony Bennett Jr. and Dame Lillard made that list. Okay? And then to be perfectly honest, Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, Carmelo Anthony on the list too. Now, with Carmelo Anthony was good, yeah, but you gotta think about it, I mean, how Anthony Bennett made it over there, made it on the list, but the Dwight Howard didn't. Okay? And Dame Lillard, So it's just crazy. Who else made that list? Ray Allen, Giannis. Now, if Giannis didn't win the title, I would have said no. Okay? Not yet. All right, Giannis on there. Winning that title made him on the list. Carmelo Anthony, I won't put him on there. Steph Curry, yes. Anthony Bennett Jr., no. KD, yes. James Harden, I guess. I wouldn't. But the role player, I guess, Kawhi Leonard. Uh, yeah, I guess you can. Leonard, no. Paul, yes. Westbrook, yes. But Leonard, Anthony Bennett Jr., Carmelo, and James Harden shouldn't been on there. Okay, you know they shouldn't. The White Coward should have been on there. Alonzo Mourning should have been on there. Who else I thought should have been on there? Some people say Vince Carter. Me personally, no. But you compare to Leonard, then yes. You know. So, you know, like the other ones that wasn't on the first list, like what's his name? Garnett, Duncan, all those shoe-ins, Duncan, Garnett, you know, because Anthony Bennett on there and James Harden. What about Ginobili or Parker? You know, there are other players that should have been on there before them. You know, let me pull it up. Let's see. I'm pulling up the snubs now. Of course, if it players that I never seen or whatever. Let's see. Biggest snubs. I try to see the biggest snubs. Dennis Rodman, he deserves to be on there. Gary Payton does too. But the White Coward should have been on there. They say Vince Carter. I wouldn't put him on there, but I'll put him on there before Leonard. Some people say Paul Gasol you should have made it. I don't know about that. Top 25. Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson would have been better on there than James Harden. In my personal opinion. So yeah, but I'm trying to see through the list. They say Paul George, Ginobili. I don't think Paul George. I mean, you really want to look at it, Paul George over Carmelo Anthony. I mean, we looking at playoff success. Yeah, but the White Cow should have been over there over Anthony Bennett Jr. Okay. Klay Thompson. Now they had Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, the man, but I don't think he should have been on now. They say Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Paul George, and Ginobili. There's plenty of players. Alonzo Mourning. There are plenty of players that should have been on there. But other than some of the players that's on there now, But I'm thinking about making a video like the top 75 players that was good, meaning that players that you know them, and I got a streamline the concept. It's like players that may not made an All-Star team, not in the Hall of Fame, but they were good, solid players, and they had a pretty good career. Like for example, I make like a top 75 list of that. It's gonna take a while to compile that list, and it'll be people on there like Horace Grant. You know, I ain't gonna say Joe Dumars. I ain't gonna say people that in the Hall of Fame that just didn't make the 75 list. You know, uh, you get what I'm saying? Like it'll be players like Horace Grant, Jason Terry. You know, players like that. That I think of a name to call them type of players that had a pretty good career. Um, but ain't good enough to go in the Hall of Fame or make the 75 list, but they had a pretty good career and they was a part of history in some form or fashion, or had a pretty solid career. Like Rick Smith will be on the list, you know, Sean Kemp, players like that, you know, that, Horace Grant and Jason Terry like the best two example. Like I don't know what the name of the type of player, but players like that, you know what I'm saying? Uh, uh, who else will make that list? Like Tayshaun Prince, players of that ilk. I'm a compose a 75 player list of those type of players. You know, but I think I'm off the rest of the week. So like I said, sub to the other channel if you haven't already. Once YouTube allows me to do it, they say it 24 hours, but once they allow me to do it, I make a post here on my main channel and I set up a time. I'm gonna try to do a schedule. This week probably gonna be free form because I'm on vacation, so I probably could do one tomorrow, not Thursday or Friday, but and so that's pretty much it, folks. With that said, that's it.